A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
Butterball knows Thanksgiving can bring so much joy, but also so many cooking questions. What size turkey? What's the best way to roast? How do I carve it? Don't panic. Butterball is here to help. Just give us a ring at the Butterball Turkey Talk line. We'll help with what's on the table so you can focus on those around it. Call 1-800-BUTTERBALL or text 844-877-3456 to reach our turkey experts. Butterball. Today, we turkey.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, you ask me. I'll tell you anything. It's Christmas Eve. It's the grand eve of Christmas, right? No, it's Christmas Eve because the eve is the 24th, Christmas Day. Very confusing.
Mom, and the grand is
the baby. So Christmas Grand Eve, which is the 23rd. I'm assuming you're listening to this. Well, it could be during the day, but it's still probably past noon when you're listening to this, unless you're like super dedicated. Like 6 a.m. It's already alone. And we're coming to you from pre-Christmas. Maybe you're listening to this after Christmas, but hopefully you've gotten through the holiday season COVID-free. Chances are if you did, you helped spread it. So kiss your lucky, I almost called it tinseltoe. Mistletoe. I guess there'll be no more mistletoe this year, huh? No one's smooching.
I mean, did people actually do that outside of movies anyway? Where you're like, we got to kiss?
Oh, outside of movies, I'm like, do they only do it outside of like Lowe's theaters?
Outside of movie theater, no.
Yeah, it's always like, well, we're bound by Christmas law. I'm like, well, I don't want to. I have a picture of me slipping away from a friend who tried to kiss me on New Year's Eve. The picture is me like literally recoiling and soup like just dribbling out from his arms. I'm like, I really don't want this. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hanukkah's over, so we're just going to say Merry Christmas. And we're bringing you an Ask Iliza Anything. And we're here. And you're probably listening to this, smoking a doobie in your parents' bathroom. You're in the car waiting for your Aunt Janet to shut her yapper or Uncle Carl to quit cleaning his gun. Or you're alone because you chose not to travel and not be selfish. Or, hey, maybe you're just going for a Christmas run. You're like, gotta jog it off before I eat those fruitcakes. And here we are. It's Christmas. It's us. Emily has said nothing, so I'm taking up all the time.
I mean, that's what you want. That's your dream.
Well, I got no sleep last night, so I'm doing the best I can to stay up and peppy. And we're here to answer your holiday questions, your regular questions. We're here to keep you company as we do. You know what my fucking bottom of the cob is? How microphones always move. No matter shit.
Yeah, the XLR cord is
So heavy.
Yeah, it's a thick cord.
So let's get to your holiday. There's another, what's an H word that has to do with questions? Your holiday how-tos.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Your holiday, how do I do it? Kick it.
Vivian Grace Callahan. Please share my name so I know if you're referring to my situation.
Vivian
hey, y'all.
Grace Callahan.
I'm worried about a full name. Like that's their handle, but it's like a full name.
Well, I was going to say she's Southern even before she said, hey, y'all. Like, right. We get it. Your last name's your name's Vivian Grace. I can see that monogrammed on like a Lillian Pulitzer beach bag. It's VGC. Vagic. Get your face.
Hey, y'all. As the holidays are approaching, I need advice on family Christmas gatherings, not just because of COVID, but every year my extended family schedules Christmas throughout every week of December because our family is so large. Not only do I not plan to attend
Irish
this year,
family, yeah.
but I'd like to limit the amount of them I go to for future years, too.
Oh.
I'm nearly 18 and want to have the winter season, my favorite, to relax and do what I want as opposed to being expected at all these different get-togethers. As I get older, not only do I see how much of a toxic atmosphere it is at most of them, but when you're my age, the last thing you want is political and religious beliefs being shoved down your throat. I need help figuring out how to get the point across that it's not because I don't love most of my family, but my absence is just because it's not what I want to spend every weekend of December doing. Whew.
First of all, at this age is the exact age you need things shoved down your throat, because this is when we indoctrinate you and pull you into the fold. Look, again, I say this, your family's going to be dead, not even just one day, but probably soon. So take this time to be around them. The holidays are not about self. They're about sacrifice and family.
Not every weekend.
What do you have to relax for? Too much TikTok.
Not every weekend. You don't know them every weekend.
No, you don't.
Give them 2 max. They can have 50% of your December weekends.
Hold on. Are we speaking hyperbolically? Is this a full weekend, like camping trip, or is this like lunch?
It sounds like there's big family get-togethers every single weekend with different segments is how I would guess it.
I mean, there's also practicing just the art of being. You can go and not engage. You can go, I love like popping popcorn and watching people fucking go nuts. So you can go and just not, you don't have to debate everyone. And quite frankly, they probably don't want you debating them. Your like racist uncle doesn't want to hear your hot take on women's issues. So just go.
But you don't have to go spend your weekend with your racist uncle.
No, you don't. But let's say you're going. I'm saying if you're going, practice the art of just being. You don't have to notice everything. You don't have to engage in everything. And you can just be there to observe. It's a great character study for your PhD, which I'm sure you're getting because you're one of my listeners. So just go under the guise of, hey, I'm just a peaceful, nonpartisan observer, and I'm just here to enjoy the carnival ride.
But let's say that she doesn't give up every single weekend for an entire month of her year to other people. How does she politely say, hey, I have my own Christmas seasonal plans?
What all women do when they don't want to do something. Say, I don't feel well. I got big old chunks coming out. I don't feel well, Dad. Just I'm assuming it's your parents making you go. And I would just go up to, look, I don't know your family at all, but they did give you a 3-part name. So maybe just sit down. I guess your last name counts. That's that 3-part. And be like, they're going to be like, you got to go to all these. This is your family.
I want to spend time with you guys. What are the 2
just say
weekends
it's a bit
out of
much.
4 that are the most important to you that I attend?
Just case by case basis. Case by case basis, because you don't know. And also, is it all planned out? You know, there's also your family wants you to get to know your cousins and the younger relatives because that's who's left when they're all gone. You got to take into account who's going to die, you know? But yeah, maybe if you see your cousins all the time, you don't have to spend time with them. Maybe sit down with your parents, have it come to Jesus, which is so apt for this season, and just be like, what's important, what's not. Because sometimes there's some family things where we're like, oh, we left Tom at home. You're like, great, no one cares. He's 6. Fuck him. So not everyone might want to see you. Maybe you're being too self-important. Maybe they're like, oh my God, leave Grace Kelly at home. What's her name? Genevieve?
Yeah.
Genevieve Grace. So, but talk to your parents about it. And then honestly, if they're like, you've got to go to every event, so grab your boots, we're going to the barn. I know you're young, but start drinking.
No.
Start drinking. Also, what's great to do, take this as a chance to bond with that random relative. Like, find that cousin who's like snippy and gay. Find that cousin who's kind of a bitch and just talk shit on people in the corner. Take it as a chance to bond with relatives you don't really get to talk to. Because your parents are going to be like, you're 18. What do you need to relax from? TikTok. And then you'll be like, I still need it. I'm really stressed out. So stand up for yourself. Every weekend is a bit much, but ask yourself, like, is it just one lunch or is it like a full weekend? I'm just saying, it's probably not like we're doing trust falls in the living room at 0:13.
Saturday is like the good, like Sunday already sucks because by like noon Sunday, you're like, I got to go to work tomorrow. Like Friday night is good, but Saturday is like your one day. And if you do something dumb all of Saturday, then there's your weekend gone.
Or how about, okay, so Saturday, then you get to relax Sunday. Talk to your parents about it and see if they're cool with like alternating obligations. I wish I had family that I had to see. How nice for you. Over here sheltering in place, no family, Jewish. Kick it.
Anonymous, I have a son who will be 2 in December. For Christmas, my husband and I decided to spend $500 on him. I felt like that was more than enough.
What?
I found out that my mother has spent well over that on him.
We get this question all the time.
1,000. We usually get it though in terms of like too many, but this is her mother is spending $1,000 on a 2-year-old. How would you recommend I handle this moving forward? I want my son growing up to be excited for our house and Santa more than he is excited for grandma. Am I just overthinking this?
Well, the kid's 2, so it doesn't matter what she gets him.
He doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
But I guess it's like going forward, like if grandma's always the one that gets him the PS5, that gets it, and you're just like, oh.
I guess, but like that's what grandmas are for. You know, also he's 2, so you have so much time to think about this. I mean, you have a full year before he's 3, and he's still not going to remember. No one remembers when they're 3. And if you do, that's weird. But, you know, the reason she's doing it is because she wants to spoil him. $1,000.
That's insane.
I'm dying. Is it one thing that's 1,000 or several things that were $1.95?
I think it's several things that are like 1 to 200, but that's insane. I can't think of anything I've ever spent $1,000 on in my life besides rent. Like,
listen to me. Here's what you tell your grandma. Do you want this boy to grow up to hate women? No? Then don't spoil him. You don't want to have like a spoiled rich brat who like just thinks it's funny to like make fun of the help. So, but what if grandma doesn't have money and this is like all she spends it on? There's a lot of gray area there. I also think $500 is a lot
for a 2-year-old.
For a 2-year-old, considering this won't have mattered. So, but you know, no tea, no shade, because I don't have a baby, and you know, I get my dog's teeth cleaned. That's about $1.75. So, I get it. You're getting your baby. Don't bother cleaning the baby teeth; they're gonna fall out. Collect the teeth. Okay, sell them. So you know, don't rob Nana of that joy. But 1,000, unless you guys have so much money that 1,000 is like pocket change.
It just is so. I'd be very curious to know if she's just getting a bunch of garbage.
Nana, take that grand, put it in a college fund.
Yes. Oh, yes. If she wants to spend that kind of money, that's brilliant.
And when the kid's 18 years old and he has $18,000, that will pay for a book.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I know being thankful is on everyone's minds, and with thankfulness comes gratitude, a concept that honestly really bothers me. I'm tired of thanking everyone else. You know who deserves a thank you? Me. You deserve a thank you. When's the last time you thanked yourself? Sometimes it's hard to remind ourselves that we are doing the absolute best we can. So here I am reminding you to send some thanks to the people in your life, but mostly send some thanks to yourself. And a great way to do that is with therapy. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and it's suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time, no additional charge. You don't have to travel anywhere. They take the hassle out of finding that perfect therapist. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Iliza today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Iliza. Fall has fallen. Winter is on its way. The days are shorter. But just because, well, they feel shorter. And just because the days feel shorter doesn't mean your to-do list gets any shorter. You still have to power through your busy days. And a great way to do that is with nutritious food from Factor's no prep, no mess meals. At the end of a short day in the fall or the winter, the last thing you want to do is have to cook. Factor has got you covered from breakfast, snacks, dinner, anything in between. Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled, like their chicken Florentine with spinach and garlic chili cauliflower. You bet. That's what I want to make myself at the end of a day where I am exhausted and my husband isn't home. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options you can add on, like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. And because Factor meals are chef prepared and dietitian approved, you're going to love not only Factor's meals taste, but also how they support your goals, even if your goal was just making yourself dinner. Head to factormeals.com/Iliza50 and use code Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code Iliza50 at factormeals.com/Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. The holidays are here. And for a lot of us, the holidays mean decorating, hosting, celebrating. For me, it means a lot of traveling, and nothing feels better year-round, but especially during the cozy holidays, than a restful night's sleep in soft, luxurious sheets. Boll & Branch's signature sheets are made with the finest 100% organic cotton, and they get softer with every single wash. You already know that I got Boll & Branch this summer when I needed breathable sheets to sleep in, but this holiday season, I'm actually gifting some of my friends and family Boll & Branch's Ultimate Softness Bundle. I get to choose a signature hem sheet set in any color, a signature hem pillow set, and a waffle bed blanket. And they're all getting juniper because I think it's a classy color. This way, you know you have something nice to sleep on when you visit. It's the perfect gift for you and them.
Gift you and your loved ones a better night's sleep with Boll & Branch. And right now is their best offer of the entire year. For 25% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets, head to bollandbranch.com/Iliza. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Iliza for 25% off. Limited time only. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Kick it. Iliza, Baby Arms, Smokieski, Tino, Chino, Cloud Baby, Missing Hot Scotty. Here's the background for context. I met this guy on a dating app in April, i.e. the midst of COVID. We spoke basically every day for months. And in September, when my country got the go-ahead to travel nationally, we made plans to see each other. He lives in the same province as some of my family.
I knew it was Canada.
We were going to visit. So I thought 2 birds, 1 stone. We saw each other 2 nights in a row and things went really well. The conversation never lulled. He was the perfect gentleman. I smiled so much my face hurt the next day. I'm going to visit the same family over Christmas and my birthday, and we were going to make plans to see each other. However, he then found out he's going back to work on one of the cruise ships and will be gone for at least 6 months. My question is, do I hold out hope for him since he's the first guy I've genuinely connected with in a long time? No. Or do I move on?
Move on.
And it's, thanks for all the laughs and keeping my spirits up in these uncertain times. Not Canada. All the content
Australia?
you create has been a safe haven on my bad days. I would be remiss if I didn't say how much I appreciate. One more, we were talking about it earlier.
Iceland.
South Africa.
South Africa. Whale. I was like, ooh, they live in Vancouver, South Africa. Gosh. The answer is no. Do not hold out hope. You can hold out hope while still exploring your options. Because dude's going to be on a cruise ship, like below deck, effing in the galley.
Well, or getting COVID.
We're definitely getting COVID off the coast of like Tanzania. So here's the thing. It's great that you connected. Keep up correspondence with him. Mm-hmm. He's going to be super horny, maritime super horny. You're going to be on land in South Africa, having fun. That's a pretty good Australian, South African accent. Anyway, no, don't wait. I from what I gather, I don't even know if you've kissed this guy. Let's say you have. You're not in a relationship. And girls have this thing where it's like, should I just forego all other things and shut out all other men and just hold out? You can still, and by the way, if he comes back in 6 months and you guys haven't stopped thinking about each other, then great, it's meant to be. But women love to limit themselves. Like, should I just give up on love forever? Is he the only one, even though he's out to sea? Just live your life, text him, call him, do whatever, send emails, but keep your options open.
Yeah.
It's great that he was there for you and you guys were there for each other during this pandemic. But unlike America, your country's open because you guys can probably fucking follow rules and believe in science. So just carry on as usual. And you text him when you're drunk or you send him emails or whatever. What's going to be a huge bummer is if you're like, I'm going to hold out my heart for Jeffrey. And then he's at sea and he doesn't write to you and you're like, I loved him. So it's really bad. I can only do a South African accent imitating my friend's parents growing up because there's a lot of South Africans in Dallas. Pick up your brother from the pool. Pick up your brother. Anyway, it's very trilly. So that's the answer. Why would you wait for this? And this thing where girls are like, he's the only guy I've ever connected. I don't know how old you are, but there will be others. Mm-hmm. And that's great that he's first, but like, it's just he was there for you at a lonely time, so you have a connection. You can keep that going. But keep on dating. Get on SouthAfricaMeet.sa. Get out there. There we go. That's what it is. I've been doing Australian. And get out there. That's what they sound like. It's my friend Tracy, her parents were named Headley. Headley. And I forgot I don't remember Headley was the girl or the guy. And Jamie's parents were Georgie and David. And this is how they sounded. Pick up your brother. You've gotten fat. Kick it.
Christmas related question. Happy holidays? Yay or nay? I know you aren't one to be easily offended, but does being told Merry Christmas as a Jewish person upset you?
No.
Conversely, do you find Happy Holidays annoyingly PC? I recently had both my dad, turning 80 soon, and boyfriend, 35.
Both your dads turned 80?
Dad turned 80, boyfriend is 35. Both go on mini rants against Happy Holidays as some kind of anti-Christmas and anti-Christian shaming phrase.
Oy.
My dad isn't even really religious and is usually fairly liberal, so especially from him, I found the intensity of his reaction against it to what I felt was an innocuous phrase surprising, and now I feel like I'm overthinking what to even say to friends, coworkers, etc. I celebrate Christmas, but I'm not a practicing Catholic, and I work for an international company with daily interaction with people all over the world with all kinds of backgrounds.
Who are also Christian.
Is it insensitive to say Merry Christmas if that is the holiday I celebrate? Are my conservative Texan colleagues going to hate me if I say Happy Holidays? Can we all just have Festivus?
Festivus is terrible. Nobody wants to worship a pole. Two things. One, you cannot be racist toward white people. That doesn't work. And you cannot be so anti-Christian that Christianity is at stake. The only people that are pro-clutching.
There's no war on Christmas.
Yeah, there's no war on Christianity either. The only people that are afraid of that are people who are like deeply bigoted and like a little flawed. I celebrate everyone's right to have their holidays as long as your rights don't infringe on my rights. That's when it gets sticky. It is the Christmas season. And I said this on another podcast. The reason we put Hanukkah there was to like lump it all together, but it is the Christmas season. And then you don't think it's a little weird that it's like, oh, and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and whatever the fuck else people do. It all just happens to be around the birth of Christ. No, we put it there for marketing reasons. I actually love Christmas, the commercial side of it. I don't have a Christmas tree. I love Christmas. I love this genuine spirit of it, just like I love the genuine spirit of Christianity in its purest form, which is love your neighbor, love your brother, respect each other. And that's a message that's truly lost. So it's rare to find. But I like Christmas. If somebody says Merry Christmas to me, I just go with it. And I'm not going to say Happy Hanukkah to people because it doesn't mean that much to me. Most people aren't Jewish. But the problem is when people get offended. You're not saying Christ be with you. You're not saying you're going to hell. You're just saying, hey, and if you want to say happy holidays, that's okay too. But the idea that someone would get offended is where liberals take it like beyond. And I understand that people have had bad run-ins with religion. I'm one of them. But we have to stop limiting people. They're just trying to spread a little bit of joy. They're not trying to say you need to be Christian, you need to be their religion. You know, if a Muslim person says like mashallah, or if they say whatever, like allow people to express themselves from their culture. I'm not going to get mad if somebody speaks Spanish to me. I'm not going to get mad if somebody
Feliz Navidad.
Fucking whatever. Say the thing that makes you feel good. The fact is they're wishing you well. That's what that means. So I think your dad is probably just one of these people who thinks that we're draining the Constitution and religion and law and order out of the country because he grew up in a different time. You don't worry about other people's reactions. It's coming from a good place. You're not saying like white supremacy. You're simply saying Merry Christmas because that's what you celebrate, and it is the Christmas season. And I even get weirded out when Christians have an issue with it. Nobody's saying anything hurtful. You know, it does get a little muddy when, you know, and I can say this as like a kid growing up Jewish, there is this presumptuous thing that like, oh, Christianity is just the cure-all for everything. Everything's just Christian. I had a discussion with a friend's parents once about they wanted to have like a community worship center and they wanted to call it a church. And I was like, well, some people don't go to church. Some people go to temples. Some people go to synagogues. Some people go to mosques. And he was like, yeah, but we'll just call it a church. What's the big deal? That's where it starts to get muddy when people think Christianity is the net for everything. Like, oh, it'll just be, and that's, you know, if you're of color, I guess I can't say that now, BIPOC, whatever, white is the default for stuff. And they're like, no, it's not the default. So when Christianity becomes the default in general, that's where it starts to get weird. But it is the Christmas season. So I don't think the world's going to end if you say Merry Christmas. And I don't think it's going to if you say Happy Holidays. And that's on them. I certainly don't get insulted.
Yeah, it's a Christmas season because of advertisers and Coca-Cola. So don't worry about it. Like,
you're fine.
But
Christianity will remain intact as it has for 2,000 years.
I try to go for Happy Holidays just because it's easy, it's nice, it's you can say it all of December because you could be talking about anything. You're probably
talking about Christmas, but Happy Holidays is a lovely catch-all.
It could be Thanksgiving, like it's all of them.
It is the holiday season. But, you know, you want to say Merry Christmas, I'll probably say it right back to you. I find joy in celebrating other people's cultures and holidays and things like that. So, whatever.
Yeah.
I think your dad's just grasping at a time that doesn't exist anymore, as we all are.
And your 35-year-old boyfriend for some reason.
I miss SWV. Well, your 35-year-old boyfriend's a little racist.
SWV.
That's it. Okay. I miss the 90s.
Hi, Liza and Emily. I have a fun holiday question for you. every year my mother-in-law buys us clothes that don't fit and are not our style.
Yeah.
So we've politely tried to tell her to not buy us clothes for those reasons. I even told her a specific pair of shoes my husband wants and sent her the link so that there will be no miscommunication. However, she is constantly sending me pictures of shoes that are close but not the same thing at all, asking, would he like this?
Oh, she wants to put her spin on it.
She also constantly sends me pictures of clothing for both myself and my husband, asking, do you like this? Would he like this? I appreciate the intention behind it, but do not know how to tell her to stop blowing up my phone. I'm a grad student. Hey, all Eliza's other grad student listeners.
Hey, PhDs unite. Let's all get together for one big super PhD.
I don't have time to text her about Christmas presents 24/7. It's finals. I also will add that I do try to give her a list of a few items we would like, but she just really loves gifting. I think she's kind of fixated on picking out items herself.
I think that's what it is. I think she wants guidance, but she wants to be like, I came up with this. It's a bummer because you're doing something very important. You don't have to respond. Can't you put the text on like do not alert or something, or keep your phone dingy off?
Yeah, but I guess it's just, I'm sure there's guilt there. Like, oh, she's just like, she's sitting there like, what will they like? But then she doesn't listen when you tell her not that, not that, not that.
I mean, it's tough because inflection can get lost. And, you know, there's the version where you just keep sending the same text over and over. You're like, nope, it's this sweater. Nope, nope, nope. You can't have your husband say like, hey, Sheila is really busy studying for her PhD. And, you know, I just, whatever. You could have that, or you could just not answer the phone or be direct. Hey, send her an email. Send her an email like, hey, so sorry if I don't get back to you on time.
It's fine.
I'm cramming. I'm so stressed. Because if she loves you, like my mother-in-law is great. And if I ever said that, she'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to bother you. Like I'm so stressed. I have so many papers due. It's just a horrible time of year for me.
Text your son.
Text your fucking son. Susan. I just want to give you a couple of links to things that he likes. Here's the thing. She's going to do what she's going to do. And you can think of it two ways. One, this is so sweet. And I'm going to, like my mother-in-law is perfectly being herself. We know it's always going to be ugly. I can't wait to give this to my maid. Or just fucking wear it. But you can't pull your hair out all season stressed about this. It's just a gift.
Can you give like a list of like, here are our sizes?
It just feels so, it just feels so formal and cold. Like, here are our sizes. Here are the links.
Stop buying them clothes as gifts. Get them anything else that doesn't have to be a specific style.
It's never going to happen. The rest of your life, it will be this way. And you're going to have to just wrap your mind around it. And as a PhD student, you're very smart. She's just going to do this. So I'd send that email expressing how busy you are. Hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to all your texts. I just got so many papers due. I think it's just the one, but whatever. So many things. I wanted to set you up. You know, make it like you're doing, I just want to set you up with some links. I know for a fact he had mentioned wanting X, Y, Z. I hope this helps. Love you so much. See you at Christmas.
Yeah. And I love fun socks.
And that way, if you don't answer, it's just because you're busy. That's it. You set the expectation and then you have to follow through, because I think what happens a lot is, for all the memes about self-help and setting limits and boundaries, you do that and then you're like, okay, I'll just answer these texts. So you're teaching her how to treat you because you're always answering the text. You know? So that's that.
Yeah.
There are plenty of friends I have and they always answer. And then there are some comics who I know think they're better than me. And I know that when I send them a text, they're not going to write back. And I expect it. And that's just something I sign up for. That way I'm not let down. So there's that.
Let's have your husband talk to her. Like, I don't know why this is all on you.
That's the other thing. My mother said this to me when I got married. I have a lovely family. My mom was like, do not be in the middle. Whether it's your husband, and this is just like a hypothetical. Whether it's the husband and the mom, women always want to get involved, and it always becomes,
or are forced to be involved.
Yes, because you know the husband's like, well, you set up the schedule, you talk to me, you do the girl stuff, and my husband's never asked that of me, but I've said to him like straight up, I'm like, I am not that wife. I'm fucking busy. I'm a touring comic, and I make shit happen. I am not here to run our schedules. So you deal. And we never had to have an argument about it, but I didn't ever want to be the put upon wife because you will become the bad guy. My mother said that to me. Nothing had happened. She was just apropos of nothing. She was like, don't ever get in the middle. But we can't help it. We love to run shit. That's what I'm saying. So get your husband, be like, look, tell your mom, send that email from the both of you, and then he can answer.
Yeah. CC him.
CC, and then set up a spam filter for when she replies. You don't have to deal with it.
I'm from Brazil.
Congratulations on your PhD.
Oh, I'm from Brazil, but I'm currently living in Australia.
Obrigado. That means thank you.
I'm going to a friend's house for Christmas Eve because that's when we celebrate. And because she has a baby, the Christmas dinner is going to start at 3 p.m. We're kind of doing potluck style, but I don't know what to bring since it's not actually a dinner. Any suggestions? Also,
It's a dinner.
in Brazil, we bring small gifts for everyone. Should I still do this?
Yes.
I don't want to make everyone uncomfortable for bringing them gifts and they not having gifts for me, which I'm totally fine with. Thank you. Many kisses from Brazil for you, baby Armin, baby Chino.
Obrigado. Bom dia. Boi Preto. That was a restaurant I ate at in Brazil. Listen, you should absolutely bring the gifts. I love the idea that someone would bring their tradition. You're bringing small gifts. You're not getting everyone brand new ice skates, which would be so weird. It's like, that's a little thing. And don't worry about them feeling awkward. It's so sweet. You'll make such a great impression. I love that idea. And it is a dinner. People eat Thanksgiving at like 4:00 in the afternoon here in America. It is a dinner. You don't have, and you're not, because you're a guest, you're not charged with bringing like the pig, like the main event. Bring whatever you want, because the fact that as a guest, you're bringing food and a gift is more than most people. Bring whatever you want, make something Brazilian and bring it. If you're really worried about it, bring cheese and crackers. The other version is asking the host what you can do. And they'll be like, oh, nothing. Or they'll be like, hey, if you really want to help out, bring a platter or something. You can bring something to nosh on, like a little sniggity snack. You don't have to bring the main dish. So you could also bring a dessert. Or like a fun bottle of liquor.
Well, it's potluck style, so.
Everybody likes liquor.
Not
Not
if
get through that
everybody-
crappy potluck without the liquor.
Not if everybody brings liquor and there's no food.
Totally. So you know what? I always appreciate when guests like bring something that they made.
Yeah.
Garlic bread or whatever, something substantial, not I ran to Trader Joe's, I dumped this into a thing. No matter what it is, people will really, I mean, you'll know if people like it because they will or won't eat it, but it's a class act.
Oh, wait, important update.
By the way, late lunch and early dinner are the same thing. Some people call it supper. No, wait, that's a Midwestern thing. Do you know what? Don't worry about the supper. Just bring whatever you
I think
want.
supper is like, I think you're right. Supper is,
Late lunch.
yeah.
That's what this is. Nobody's going to be like, ooh, this is dinner food. Get this Brazilian out of here. You just do you. Ciao.
A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
So finally, fall is here. I have been looking forward to it. I have had a hard year in a good way. Like I had a baby. I have been on a nonstop tour, nonstop traveling, and it's been hot. So I'm looking forward to, of course, pumpkin spice, everything, cooler weather, and slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. I've talked about Quince before. Quince has beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Dressing expensive doesn't have to be expensive. Their clothing is beautiful, it's durable, it stands the test of time, and it's what I like to call a capsule wardrobe. I got an Italian wool cocoon coat. That's one of those, it's got like a European collar and it covers my butt so I can walk around New York City and not be chilly. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Iliza to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Iliza.
I wish I was going to that party.
I know,
That
the
sounds
Brazilian.
so fun.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of bringing something to a potluck, I got a DM, a personal DM to my account.
Eyebrows are so high right now.
That said, hello, is this Emily from Eliza's podcast? Because guess what? The
Oh my
man
God.
who posted the picture of the pretzel Nutella tortilla on Reddit is a fan of yours, him and his wife, and heard the episode.
Wait, what happened?
You remember that weird food item and it was a tortilla wrapped around pretzel rods with Nutella on a bed
Yes.
of lettuce?
Yes.
He's the one who posted it
Oh,
and
no.
he listens to the pot. He didn't make it. He was another worker.
Right. Oh, that's great.
And I was like, oh my God, do you have any more info on it? And he said the most shocking thing,
Worlds
which is
collide.
it's a pre-made thing from Safeway. There's a link to it that Safeway just sells them. That wasn't something that wasn't an
For those of
abomination
you
someone
just tuning
made.
in, Emily, as she does with most things, got this off Reddit. And describe it again?
Okay, so we were talking about, I think, like bad food, weird
Unholy
food.
snacks. Yeah.
Yes. And I had seen on Reddit a photo of like a wheat tortilla with pretzel rods and Nutella wrapped up in like 100 pretzels in each one. Like a full burrito.
Imagine
a bundle.
A bundle of sticks. A bundle of pretzels like wrapped like a burrito.
On a bed of lettuce.
On a bed of lettuce. Inside a wheat tortilla with Nutella were these pretzel sticks.
Okay. Insane. It looked insane. No one touched them. This Reddit post made me so happy. And this guy, Andrew, was like,
oh my God, that's so funny. Shout out to Andrew.
Safeway sells it. And by the way, Andrew went to your book signing in San Francisco a couple of years ago, met you for Girl Logic, him and his wife.
Shout out to Andrew. I remember that gig.
And his wife, yeah.
Because I was gifted a pink coat. And they showed it to me today on my Instagram memories. Wait. Is it for sale at Safeway? You know how like you go to a grocery store, there's like bread and clearance items in the back by the bathroom?
He said there was a
on like a towel rack.
He said somebody like linked to it.
Let me see it
on the page.
Maybe we can post this with this episode.
Yeah, I'll include a picture of this. I'll include a screenshot that includes his Reddit post.
Is it just that Safeway? What state is this from? And is there like some because every grocery stores have like their own bakery department. So like, was the kid that bagged your groceries like thrown into this kind of like a straight talk situation? And they're like, we need a recipe. He's like, well, I'm a little stoned. Here we go.
The way he explained it is that there's actually like, you can get it off of the Safeway website. I have not checked that.
Wait, you can get it off of the Safeway website or get it off of the Safeway website?
Just like
that's amazing. And just letting you know, just shows to go ya. You're out there talking shit. You don't know who you're going to touch.
I mean, look at the picture again. It's just so god-awful.
You know why it's upsetting too? Because the pretzel sticks are not large
so
or small.
Thick.
They're thick. It looks like wilderness wraps.
And somebody, I guess, linked to
deli catering tray wraps, pinwheel, and strawberries. Okay, I see what this is. So the idea is that like if you had pretzel sticks, this Brazilian person's like, what the fuck are they talking about? Pretzel sticks dipped in Nutella. That would be tasty.
Yeah.
But wrapping it in a tortilla, while tortillas don't have like a ton of flavor, is so fucking weird.
And then to put it on a bed of lettuce.
It's just kale, but with strawberries as if this is like a fun dessert. Why are there tortillas?
Right.
Why are tortillas the cure-all, like nondescript wrap?
Right.
Okay, well, that's upsetting. Otherwise, it would have been fine.
I mean, it's not available right now. It serves 8 to 12. Somebody paid money for this. You know what I mean?
Sad holiday parties. Like, we hate our employees. What can we get?
Well, someone brought it to the potluck.
Maybe they did it as a joke and they're listening now laughing at us because we're taking it seriously. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
The answer is we've moved on.
Bring a real food. You've got it.
Yeah,
They've got it. This Brazilian person sounds very thoughtful.
Don't go to, where are they living? Australia?
Yeah.
Don't go to Australian Safeway.
Okay. Holiday question. My partner, they, them, is a first-generation American Russian Jew by heritage, not by practice. Their parents...
No one practices being Russian.
Jewish. Their parents never celebrated Hanukkah with the kids. They're not really religious at all. They celebrate Christmas. Would it be weird to ask my partner if they would want to celebrate Hanukkah together, suggest going to Jewish events together, or does that come across as some ignorant Gentile messing with something that has nothing to do with me? My partner really loved their grandparents, both survived the Holocaust, made it to the USA, and have passed away now.
That's why they don't celebrate it.
So I thought this could be a way for my partner to remember them.
It's not on you, to be honest.
Well, it's not on them, but they're asking.
Look, the reason your partner's parents don't celebrate the holidays is because the grandparents shame doesn't even begin to cover it. Weren't allowed. So that's a common thing with a lot of Jewish immigrants and a lot of people in general. You know, when you are persecuted for something in your land, you know, you take with you bits of your culture, but they were probably terrified and probably got to America, and Jews always think about that happening again. I don't know if your partner doesn't feel safe as much as just doesn't connect to it. Just ask them, because it's definitely not rude. Is the dog snoring?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was so loud. I thought you farted. And you looked down like confused, and I was like, came from you. No. It's coming from inside the assistant. Just ask your partner. It's definitely not rude. It's not ignorant. There's nothing
bad about it, just ask, because your partner may have no real context for it, but there's never anything wrong with wanting to learn more about someone else's culture.
Mhm.
You're not dressing up like a rabbi and wearing a fake nose, you know? So just ask. This is your partner. You should be okay with asking. And for the parents, wait, the parents are dead?
Grandparents are dead, so I think that's why this person is like, oh, maybe this would be a good way to connect.
Maybe, or they don't, they've lost it,
Yeah.
which is a shame, but okay, whatever. I wonder. Ask them. But she also just may not have any interest. But just ask. But there's nothing wrong with what you're asking. Remember that one question? It was like a while ago. Someone was like, what's a gift? What was it? What's like a gift to bring a Jewish person? And I was like, any gift you'd give a regular person.
I don't remember this.
It was like for Hanukkah or something. I was like, as long as it's not like a baby Jesus. And even that like could be funny. Jews are people too.
Speaking of Hanukkah, I'm a first grade teacher in Sanger, Texas,
No
north
Jews.
of
Moving on.
Dallas.
Don't have to worry about it.
And I'm teaching a unit on holidays around the world. Kwanzaa, Russia, Italy, German, Sweden, Australia, etc.
Kwanzaa is a country now?
And I want to include a lesson on Hanukkah on the first day. This has probably already happened. But what important things do I need to touch on and elaborate? Can you offer any suggestions? Watch the Rugrats episode where they learn about
Honestly,
the candle.
there's a website called Wikipedia. They got the whole story of Hanukkah, and they're first graders, so they're not going to retain the actual significance of the use of oil. So
Yeah.
just hand out some gelt and some some chocolate
Dreidels
coins.
are so fun too.
It doesn't matter. First graders aren't going to learn all the Hebrew letters and what they each mean. So all they have to know is you light a candle, but that's not on, just Wikipedia. What I'm going to tell you is not anything that like any book wouldn't tell you.
Hey, Eliza and the podcast crew. Am I a monster for hating Christmas music? I can maybe tolerate 2 or 3 days of it, but then I'm so sick of it.
You're not a monster. Fun fact about most Christmas songs. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Written by Jewish people.
Written by Jews.
Mm-hmm.
We adapt. You're not a monster. It is cloying. Like it is super saccharine, super like it is nauseating. And I love like really diving into Christmas, but it is kind of like when you get too cozy, like then you start to sweat. You're like, oh, my teeth hurt. It's too sweet. So it's not designed to be consumed all year round or even for more than a couple weeks. So you're not a monster though. Get you in the holiday.
You know what is?
Oh, that's my top of the fucking cob. My bottom of the cob. I'm glad I remembered it. Okay.
You know what is the best Christian song as sung by a Jew? Christmas song as sung by a Jew.
What?
Barbra Streisand's rendition of Jingle Bells. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where she's like, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Papa. Like she goes really fast, like for no good reason. She speeds through it so quickly.
I don't know it, but if you Google right now, like Christmas songs written by Jews, you'll get a list.
all of them.
It's a lot of them are composers. You're not a monster, but your heart could grow a couple sizes. It's a nice time of year. I don't know, but you look like a hoe.
Well, I don't think that's one.
Work that corner, work your butt. It's like a samba, Jingle Bells.
It's so fast.
You know why she's singing it fast? She's like, I'm going to get this check and I'm going to blow through this corporate gig. Sing this Christmas song. Kick it.
Hi, Eliza, Emily, and Snow Beach. Eliza, you mentioned that you hate getting gifts you don't want.
I mean,
I feel the same and would like to know how to handle it when it happens. My mom and mother-in-law, for that matter, tend to go overboard for Christmas. My mom in particular grew up with very little and I think always wanted to give us what she never had. As a kid, of course, my sister and I loved getting tons of gifts. Now that we're adults, though, we don't want anything really other than to spend time together, enjoying the Christmas traditions, and maybe a single gift of something I might not afford for myself. We've had this conversation with my parents and in-laws the past several years. We tell them to please severely limit the gifts since we know they can't help themselves buying them. We even wrote them a letter to Santa asking the gift of minimalism at last year.
That's very
when
funny.
we were selling/buying a house.
How Danish,
and needed
how Japanese. The gift of minimalism.
Needed a clutter-free life. That wasn't enough, and I received nothing from them that was on my wish list. I don't mean for this to sound bratty because I'm completely okay with getting nothing and just spending time together, but it always makes me feel kind of crappy when I don't like the things people have gotten me and frustrated that we were put in that situation when we had legit reasons behind it to ask for less. Sorry, this is so long. I just heard Iliza saying she feels the same. Hoped you could address how you deal with it. Anonymous, because I feel like a jerk for not liking gifts.
Wow, for someone who asked for less, you sure wrote a lot. I'm just kidding. Look, I don't know your family and I don't know your mom, but I feel like if I were in your situation, I would be able to say to my mom, you know what I would love for Christmas is getting to spend the day with you. And like a concrete thing, and we can go to like a really fun lunch and just, say I'm committed to being better to our planet. Here's the thing. So I really would, please do not get me a gift. Maybe you just have to say that and just say in lieu of that, nobody wants to plant a tree in your name, but maybe we could spend like all I want is to be with you. That's the most important thing. And just really just don't mince words about it.
It sounds like they've told them though, and then that didn't work. So they wrote a Santa letter, and then that didn't work. And it's like it also sucks.
I don't think you're saying it directly. I really don't. A Santa letter versus sitting down, Mom, we are really committed to reducing waste. I know you love me. What I want for Christmas is this, and this Xbox. Like just spending time, like frame it that way. And, you want to take me to lunch? Do you want to go get like our nails done? Like if they really want to spend the money on you, but make it like a special day. That way it's less stuff. Because I doubt that you said it in that way. Otherwise, just work up that frame of mind. Like you're going to be donating your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I give a lot of stuff to my assistant and my maid. I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with that. I'm really good at letting things go. So that's it. Either get comfortable with giving it away or get comfortable with being super direct. And if your mom still doesn't listen, that's just the way it's going to be. People don't change and your parents are going to be your parents. The older I get, the more I realize at every occasion, people always play their part and exactly are who they are. So that's what it is. But you don't want to rob them of the joy of giving you something, but them giving you a gift shouldn't be painful. Otherwise, if they knew they were causing you pain, they probably wouldn't want to give the gift. That being said, everyone will be getting a garland of dried oranges that I'm going to make.
Do you have oranges? I thought you just had lemons.
In the backyard.
You got oranges back there?
They're small oranges that are yellow and taste like lemon.
Okay.
It's where the wolves hide out.
Okay.
The coyotes.
Kick it! Kick it! Hi, Liza, Emily, Tiny Snow Peach. Happy holidays. I have a holiday question. This year, I will be spending Christmas with my parents in Dallas. My husband.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
My husband.
Load up.
My husband, kids, and I are making the trip. And as we have the built-in babysitters that are grandparents, what can my husband and I do in the city during the pandemic to enjoy some alone time? We're not buying each other gifts, but instead want experiences.
You cannot make the trip. That's what you can do. You cannot
There's not going to be things to do there.
Let's say you're coming from nearby. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you're coming from like Garland or something. I don't know. I'm not from there anymore. Like I'm from there, but I don't live there.
Think let's just get a hotel and get room service? Be away from their kids?
Oh, I see. Without the kids.
Because they're saying the kids will be with the grandparents. So they're like, how do we take advantage of some time alone?
Oh, God. Go to Fort Worth and just get hammered with those Longhorns. How you take advantage of time alone is have a lot of sex and get wasted, buy some drugs on Harry Hines. I think they cleaned it up. I don't know. What you can go to like Holiday in the Park. We did that when we were little. But those are like, that's for little kids. I don't know. I mean, so this is less of a Dallas question. Go to a really nice restaurant. A COVID-friendly, really nice kid, not friendly restaurant. And go somewhere where you couldn't take kids. A COVID-friendly bar, sit outside, get wasted. A lot of getting wasted.
Okay.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and there's not, what else are you going to do in a pandemic? Like this is it. Yeah.
Can you do some sort of spa service that's COVID friendly?
That's why I say just get a hotel room, get room service.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Get a hotel room that has like a hot tub
and like a nice view, but not a hot tub in the room. That is trashy, and it will be like a terrarium.
Oh, it's dirty.
It's just kind of gross. Like then the room is hot, and your clothes are like a little damp.
So you want one out on like a balcony?
Yeah, get like a really. You know what's a beautiful hotel? It's really like boutique-y. Although I don't know what it's like in COVID. Is Hotel Zaza. It's like a little Texas chain. But there's like a Four Seasons. Like there are expensive, nice hotels.
Yeah.
I don't know your financial situation. Or just go get drunk in a field. You're in Texas. Hook it up. I mean, yeah. Go do something that you would be, think about what's a pain in the ass to do with kids. And you're probably going to say everything. And then go do that. Paintball in a field. I don't.
Okay.
Those are my answers.
All right.
There's a lot of outdoor eating in Dallas, so I'm sure you can find something. My
Yeah.
parents are there. They go outdoor eating.
Anonymous. Rainbow or plain white string lights for decorations?
Oh, that's a great question. There's so many types of rainbow. You know when you buy Crayola markers, how there's the classic and then there's bold colors and they have like magenta, turquoise, marigold. I'm partial to those type of lights that are like a little off from the primary colors. Here's the thing about colorful Christmas lights. They are tacky the rest of the year, or it looks like a Mexican restaurant. So Christmas is the only time to do them. White Christmas lights are always classic, always classy, and you can use them and they're perennial. So it's like, it depends on the look you're going for. I vote rainbow. Get it in.
Rainbow are just so fun.
It's so fun. I have a little strand up now and it makes being at work a little more fun for you. I tried putting them on your desk and you brought them over to my desk.
Well, because we were doing something.
It's fun. It's nice to look at. It feels like a clubhouse.
Those aren't rainbow.
Okay, they're candy cane.
Okay.
And the red is kind of pink.
Okay.
They're broken. I vote rainbow. You go rainbow and
Or go home.
And then it feels good to have. It gets you in the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, kick it.
Okay. This is a longer one. We're gonna help someone, okay? Fully different than anything that's
By
been
the way, if
asked.
somebody had never heard of my podcast and they tuned in for just that part, they'd be like, cool advice.
we covered that we will cover.
You do rainbow because you can't do it the rest of the year without looking tacky. That's why.
Yeah.
Seize the day.
All right. My babysitter has been with us for 4 years.
Is this a sexual question?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is this a Christmas question?
No.
Okay.
I just thought we'd also toss this in to help this poor woman.
Okay.
Okay.
This woman has a babysitter?
Her child has a babysitter.
Okay. Well, you gotta be.
I used to babysit her when she was a kid, so the relationship goes way back. Her father originally referred her to us back when my boys were little, and I was looking for a part-time sitter. In the beginning, she was not only on time, but early, never called out, and was truly gifted with our kids. She didn't need prompting when it came to getting creative with their playtime to keep them engaged, and she was great with cleaning and keeping their routine consistent. She also never yelled at them. During the pandemic, we knew her other evening job as a waitress laid her off, so we continued to pay her a set rate each week to keep her above water until she was able to go back to work. We just asked that she work off the money about 5 to 10 hours per week until she repaid the debt. Side note, I got her the waitressing job because I work in hospitality in my career. Jump to today, where we have had a lot of issues. She is late frequently to the point where it makes me late. She leaves a mess when she's here. The messes come from activities with the boys, but in our eyes, our home should be left the way we found it, given the money we pay her. And a few times I think she called out because she was hungover, but given our circumstances, we require COVID tests after each call out to ensure she isn't carrying the virus. Also, she brings her small dog with her because our kids love dogs, which is fine in the beginning, but he has been shitting in our house on my brand new carpets. I finally invested in nice carpets. Now that my kids aren't babies, it infuriates me that this dog is shitting everywhere and she allows it. I'm in a tough spot because she is great with my kids and we have known her since she was a baby, but there are so many signs of complacency that I can't ignore anymore. We've had small conversations about it, things here and there, but I'm debating a formal review to get things out in the open. I'm debating a formal review to get things out in the open. How do you handle this? P.S. We've given her 2 salary increases since she started, so we've been mindful of paying her more than fairly. We also wrote up a job description. P.S., PPS, PSS, PPS.
If you can't get it right, I can't listen to the rest.
She got fired from the job I got her last month for lipping off, and she has been a lot shorter with her temper with my kids as I'm working remotely now and can hear everything. I don't like what's happening, and I'm desperate to broach this topic without losing a sitter my kids love and a person we feel is family. Thanks for any advice you may have.
Oh, that's so rough.
This is so tough.
So tough. Honestly, you've done enough. You really have. You have made the decision to help her during a pandemic. And I guess the problem is that you've given her salary increases without expecting more. So she's just it's a little bit of a handout.
But it sounds like it's like she was working more hours
but she was just there more, but not doing better. Like you weren't like, we want to give you a salary, but here are the things we need to see. It was just like, hey, here's some more money. So she doesn't really think there's anything wrong because you keep giving her more money. I think if like big picture, bird's eye view. Look, it is so uncomfortable to fire someone, but it is like ripping off a Band-Aid. Emily, I'm looking right at you.
But she should have the review first.
For sure. I'm just saying, this is your family. This is your home. And you need to set that tone because she sure as shit isn't going to do it. A, because she's irresponsible. B, because she's kind of she's the worst. And C, because she's young.
Yeah, the dog thing is just
Not
so
okay.
disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful. I would be mortified. So you need to have a come to Jesus as uncomfortable. And I would outline these things. You don't want her to feel attacked.
Yeah, because is something wrong? Is something like what's
Start
going
with that.
on?
Be
Yeah,
like, I've known you since you were a little kid. I've noticed these things. Is there something that, you don't really want to be there for her, but it does sound like she got a little comfortable.
I mean, but it's just so like she was doing such a good job, and then just like her dog's pooping, like she's yelling at the kids when she'd never yelled. It's just so weird.
You were doing so well. We love having you. And it seems like things have been a bit off. I want to check in with you because, and you be direct. You don't have to be rude. You don't mince words. Because here are the issues I've had. These carpets are X amount of dollars. This is expensive. We wanted your dog here because your dog's important to you, but it's disrespecting our home. Let her be a little uncomfortable with it.
Question for you, because I don't know about this one. I feel like she's saying that the house is like messy and they want it the way. So if the kids make a mess, like the babysitter has to clean it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not just like free for all play day.
Okay.
A mess, like, okay, their blocks are on the floor. Help, pick it up. I don't think it's, I think you've been very generous. And I think people have a hard time when it's like, when you've just been generous and you've been paying her money without setting extra expectations. She probably doesn't realize how much she slipped. And I don't think she realized how she's coming off. There's also, she sounds very young. And, if she got in trouble for like lipping off, you are well within your rights to be like, I went out on a limb for you. This makes me, you're also, I don't know how young she is, but like you could say something to her dad. She's going to
talk
think
to her first.
That you're a bitch and the world is against her and like whatever. And you're an adult and you got plenty of money. You stand up for yourself and your home and your position. And it'd be like, if you don't want to work here, we totally understand. Like, give her an out, but be like, if you want to keep this job, we just need to sort of reevaluate the way we're doing this. That's it. Yeah. And firing, it sounds uncomfortable, but I've done it. And she's going to know that she fucked up. She's not going to be like, out of nowhere.
Right. But I think it is a good idea to have that form of review because they even say like that the fact that this woman already like wrote up a job description is great. Refer to that. Say like these are the things that aren't happening. Yeah.
And also like your kids can find someone else to like. Kids bond with nice girls, nice guys, whatever. Like my mom had hired us a nanny once who stole our car and our dog in the car.
Did they bring it back?
The cops did.
Where were you?
I was probably at school. She just absconded with the car and the dog was in it.
The dog was a mistake or
she didn't know the dog was there.
Why was the dog in the car alone?
I don't know. Maybe she dropped us off, but then like left with the car.
And just kept going.
And I don't think she knew it. And it's like, we know where you live. Like, why would you steal this car? It was horrible. And my mom's like a single mom. Anyways, I don't think for a second that finding childcare for your kid is easy. But you have to have someone that respects your home. You might have to just start over. She's lucky to have that job.
Yeah.
So she needs
unless
to
your
respect
kids are little monsters.
Oh, maybe you're not telling us.
Maybe they're pooping on the carpets. And they're saying it's her dog.
Taking a dump on my new pea green shag bathroom carpet. Kick it.
Sarah, months ago, maybe, ? I posted on Facebook sharing information regarding warning signs of abuse situations with my own personal insights about my past abuser. I thought I made it pretty clear that I was talking about my dad. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago when my husband comes to me and says that his mom confronted him because his aunt reached out to her.
Thought that the husband was, oh my God.
Misinterpreted my post, thought my husband was the one abusing me. I explained to him about the post and he totally understands because he's been through this dad crap and subsequent therapy with me. So anyway, I talked to his mom and reassured her it was a misunderstanding and she knows that. But I'm still concerned that his aunt thought it was him. Should I reach out to her and explain or should I let his mom handle it or should I just try to let it go?
Two things. One, why does the aunt think that it's him?
I know. Why was the aunt immediately like
how many mice did he choke as a child that she's like, well, Greg has tendencies. So that's what I want to know. But of course, reach out. Also, never forget, folks, when we subtweet the universe, which every woman does, like I have a whole bit about this now, like, Instagram's out like, never let a man tell you your worth. I'm like, oh, is that because that happened this morning? All too often when we are writing things online, seemingly innocuous, like, hey, just some advice, it's because something has been done to us. Your mistake, I don't know what you posted, but if it's your business that you're choosing to air publicly without directing it, you just know people are going to think those things about you. And you kind of made a mess. So you should call the aunt.
Yeah.
Because you kind of made your husband look bad.
But I wonder, the fact
Or
that
is the
the
husband
aunt is
kind
the
of
only one who thought that, it's like, it seems like the aunt was really reading into it. Or she would have
Yeah.
gotten more people like, hey, Janet, do you need us to save you from your husband? Like, it seems like only one person
It's
misinterpreted
also
it.
tough now because it's kind of like the lady doth protest too much. Like if you're like, he hasn't hurt me at all. It's like, is he telling you to say that?
Right.
That being said, I want to know what he's done to make the aunt think that. But let's say she's just a little baddie. Yes, you owe it to your husband if he's a good guy to clear that with the aunt.
Mm-hmm.
And just be mindful of how you phrase things and what you post. You know, I've done it too. I've posted stuff and then you get all this feedback from people and you're like, oh, I was just putting it out there. And it's like, when you put out there, you can't control what you get back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I found that with my coyote problem. A lot of opinions about
Still
coyotes,
no
ranging from shoot them in the face to
solutions.
take them inside and make them a cup of tea. So, still no solutions.
Greetings, Eliza, Emily, Teeny, Chini, Bobini, and the seemingly forever invisible Scott. You hear little audio cues from Scott on occasion. He'll toss in a little musical beat.
Yeah, or it's just me doing a sound effect.
Yeah. I'd like some advice of the family variety. My brother and his wife both
Family
work.
varietal. Okay.
My brother and his wife both work in the super yacht industry, which
What?
means mega cash parties, working long hours, but also a lot of time apart. My sister-in-law is a free spirit and on many occasions has told me that in life we may have many soulmates and that life is too short to be with just one.
Oh boy.
Normally I would ignore this, but it's her social media that makes me a little concerned for my brother. Her feeds are filled with her wearing very little, with guys hanging all over her with drinks and lazy eyes included. Is it possible
Lazy
for-
eyes?
I imagine everyone's just like,
Like we took Quaaludes off the coast of Zanzibar.
yeah. Is it possible for me to bring up the subject with my brother in a way that doesn't undermine his wife's love for him? Or am I being an overly concerned sister that should let whatever happen or not happen be?
You don't know the kind of discussion they've had, and you don't know, like, sometimes flirting is all that we have.
And this isn't a secret. This is on her social media,
Yeah.
so he can see it too.
If you're, she's like, I don't want my brother to be a cuck. So honestly, it's not on you. And I'm sure there's also the version where your brother's unhappy with it. You know, maybe ask your brother, be like, hey, how's Shayla doing? Wasn't
Shayla?
Shayla like Rachel's secret baby name on Friends? Anyway, how's she doing? Let your brother come to you, because it'd be one thing if you knew she was cheating and like you had that info, which you should definitely tell him. But this seems very out in the open, and maybe just she could just be like a flirty person. I also, caution you. Women are capable of being in bikinis and being drinking and being around people without acting on it. So you are sewing a bit of a scarlet letter on her monokini without any cause for concern if she hasn't done anything to breach that trust.
Yeah.
I have so much trust in my husband, and I'm around men all the time, but I've never given him a reason to doubt me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm really good at hiding all my fucking around. You heard it first here. Don't tell. Anyway, stay out of it unless you have a genuine reason. He'll come to you. He'll drop certain hints, but I bet one day you'll notice those kind of like stop. Also, it's his girlfriend or his wife?
I believe it was his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
They could have such a solid marriage that also don't believe everything you see on social media. People question me about stuff all the time, and I've just stopped responding to people because I'm like, it's none of your fucking business. My marriage is none of your business. My finances, my house, my life, my job is to output, not intake. So stay out of it. Your sister-in-law's a slut.
No.
No, stay out of it.
Okay.
You always, there's a lull and you're like, it's time to come.
It is time for Top of the Cup.
Goose it up. Merry Christmas.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
Okay. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you came up with a bottom that
I
you were
had
excited
it
about
this week, and I was like, should I write it down? No, I'll remember it. Okay. My top of the cob is not that great, but I still love it. I have found it very comforting, and I'm not a chocolate eater, to just look, this is so pathetic.
Oh, no.
In COVID, because we can't be around people, I'm finding myself looking for comfort.
Yeah.
I look up the hashtag hot chocolate at night, and I just scroll through decadent, stylized pictures of hot chocolate.
Ooh.
And some people do really nice jobs. And Noah bought me some non-sugar, keto-friendly hot chocolate. And it got the job done.
Have you seen the bombs? The
Yes.
hot chocolate bombs?
The marshmallow bombs from
Where it's
Dominic
like-
Ansel?
No, where it's like a maybe.
Yes, I have
and
seen this.
You put like a hot milk and you drop a ball in there and it goes.
Very American for it to be a bomb. There's the chocolate bomb, and then there's the marshmallow that opens up into a flower at Dominic Ansel.
Oh, yes.
Maker of the
heat.
cronut.
Yeah.
I just like looking at, because we all know I follow the hashtag Hygge, Hygge, which is a Swedish
Somebody
term.
DM'd and was like, "You're not saying that right, and
Hygge.
it's not Swedish."
It's Norwegian? Okay, asshole. You know what isn't Hygge is your attitude. Anywho, my phone's in the other room. Anyway, cozy things. I find them. I also go on Etsy. I find it very comforting just to look up like Christmas handmade gifts. And then maybe you take half an Ambien and you buy a bunch of stuff for your friends. Anyway, looking up the hot chocolate. Just looking at really decadent ones with like whipped cream and marshmallows. I don't really want to consume it. Mexican hot chocolates taste though. Spicy hot chocolate. It's starting to sound like Bubba Gump.
I know.
Anyways, I'm enjoying doing that at night. It's so sad. It's so pathetic.
Somebody else says Hygge, like you said it
Hygge.
nicely, but I
Hygge. You know what? Get the translate button.
No, that's right. They said.
I am right.
Yeah, you're right now. I don't know what you said before that somebody was mad about.
No, I've been saying Hygge. I think when it first started, I said Hygge, but it is Hygge.
I don't know.
Have a Hygge Christmas. Hygge holidays.
My top is similar. It's holiday food. My friend Lindsay Adams, who's one of the only comedians I think is funny besides you, is also like a baker. And so she's making Christmas cookies of different flavors. And so you can like get them from her. And I was like, that's fun. I was like, I'm going to get myself some fancy Christmas cookies as a little treat, like different flavors. And then I'm going to have them. And then I can have one every night and have fun at my home. And it's like supporting a small business. So I feel better than going and buying like a box of Oreos. You know what I mean? It's like a handmade.
When you say she's funny, like.
Oh,
I'm
she's a
just kidding.
comedian.
I'm kidding.
She's a real comedian, but also she does baking.
It's always good to support a small business. And
yeah.
What do you mean flavored? Like chocolate, vanilla?
No, like one's like a ginger something and one's like a chocolate peppermint and one's like they're like holiday.
Similar to a Bud Light Seltzer ugly sweater pack.
Yeah, I mean,
but
yeah.
in food form. Got it.
But I'm really excited to like have them.
Are you doing it like an advent calendar? Like, oh, one bite a day. I get naked.
I'm going to have
get
to
in the tub.
spread them out. I told her, I was like, I'm just buying these for just me.
Well, yeah. Okay. My bottom of the cob is this constant. I don't know if it was a need first and then music filled this need, or if this became a thing, then people were like, well, this is what I expect. The sexification of holiday songs. I think there's this new like Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, Jennifer Hudson like holiday thing. And it's like, Santa. Like, why are we edging thinking about Saint Nick? I get it. It all comes from like, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. So it is like, you're sleeping with Santa because he's your husband, or like, bring me something sexy. But the moaning, it's become so commonplace, but like these are songs for children and you're hearing a woman having an orgasm in song. And I think it's weird. Christmas, Santa, I've been good all year. It's never a guy because dudes are gross. It's never a dude like half coming. Like, oh, all I want.
Oh, no.
Blast off. So I just listen for it now because you notice, doesn't like Halsey have a Christmas song? Jingle bells. Like, why is it a blowjob? Why is it not just a song? Think about it. Now you listen. When pop stars and starlets do Christmas songs, they're always like moany and raspy. Oh, hey, Santa, touch my nipple.
Oh, no.
It's always a whisper Christmas. A cocoa dusting on your penis. Hey, Santa. What's that one? And now, in the opposite of sexy, here's Barbra Streisand singing.
Screaming.
A sped up version.
My bottom of the cob is
Scream metal.
Barbra Streisand probably could do like scream metal. Like she could do it. She can do everything.
She can.
I love Barbra Streisand.
Okay.
My bottom of the cob is I've been having a lot of nightmares. and not sleeping well.
Thanks for listening.
This Thanksgiving, Butterball wants you to really connect. Let's get back to sharing traditions together around the table. Let's talk like we used to. We'll help with the turkey so you can enjoy every moment. Visit Butterball.com for turkey tips.